It just keeps getting better and better. I am so happy that the US is now two games to the good. 2 wins already in the World Cup for me. I could not be more happy about that. And I just think generally this World Cup, I think there was a lot of skepticism, especially from people outside of the US heading into this World Cup. But absolutely, this is not disappointed. It has been such a phenomenal, such a fun World Cup. I think not only just, of course, the games themselves, but just the storylines, all the stuff going on outside, seeing all the people from outside of the U.S. Just realizing, what is actually going on, maybe more than what you would see from outside looking in, what it's like on the inside. And yeah, I'm just having the most splendid time.
That one was my favorite one. He's like, and especially the way everyone's playing off of it. Like, do you guys not even have sunsets? I don't know if we're getting trolled or not. I don't know if everyone's just like teasing us now, acting like everything we have is cool. But either way, it does feel like friendly banter. And that's what we love about sports. It is a great unifier. And finally, it feels like all of us were coming together and we're loving on soccer of all things. We all know how much I hate on soccer, but it's making me really like the sport a lot more.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit conflicted with this one, right? Because on one hand, I look at this and I say both teams scored 3 goals in their first game, right? But if you look a little bit further, you would probably say that both of these teams, maybe they overperformed a little bit. You look at their XG, I don't think either of them had over 1.5 XG. Now, that being said, I think their XG was still probably over 3 goals. But then you also question, will they be able defensively? I mean, both Algeria keeping, or Argentina keeping Algeria without a goal. And then on the other side, Austria only allowing one to Jordan. So defensively, they're fairly solid. I would say out of the two, Argentina definitely the stronger overall team, stronger defensively. And again, it's hard because you look at Austria, right? And sure, they scored 3 goals in their first game. One of them's an own goal. So it's hard to replicate own goals. And one of the others is a penalty. So 2 of their 3 goals are maybe less consistent ways to score, less reliable ways to score. But then you also look at it that they had 4 big chances. They only scored one of them. Out of 4 big chances, they scored one, which is pretty. It's bad for that match individually, but if you think, oh, if they can create 4 big chances again, are they going to miss 3 of them? Probably not, right? So I do believe that on Austria's end, I don't think that they're going to score 3 goals. But could they score a goal? Could they score 2 goals? I do see that. And then you look at the other side, and as much as maybe I'm personally not the biggest on Argentina. I don't think that they're going to do as well as they did in the last World Cup. But it's hard to deny Lionel Messi. Now, I do think the one question, Lautaro Martinez, stinker and hooked, poor match. And Lautaro Martinez is one of the players who, if he's playing for Inter Milan and you're not watching, my God, you think he's the best player on planet Earth. As soon as the lights are on, as soon as you are actually watching him, you wouldn't know that he's a professional footballer. He had a horrible match in their first in a 3-0 dominant win where Argentina were the dominant side. Somehow their striker, who got some good opportunities, is nowhere to be seen. So I do think that hurts them, but then again, Lionel Messi tax. It's very hard to deny, especially. I mean, 3 open play goals at 38 years old in the World Cup. It's the oldest ever player to score a hat trick in the World Cup. It's incredible. It's honestly incredible. I think that if I'm going to look at this, I'd have to say I think over 2.5 goals. It's gonna be a more cagey. I don't think there's gonna be as many chances maybe as each of these teams' last matches, but I do just believe that there's gonna be moments of brilliance. I think on either side of the ball, and yeah, I see over 2.5.
Okay, I'm kind of glad he said that because I was kind of back and forth on it. But as I keep going over everything that I wrote down, I'll have to break down my logic for you. It gets a little bit mathy where I'm just looking at the odds and kind of playing it to the odds. I get it. Both teams scored 3 goals. But if you look at Jordan, they're ranked the 7th worst by FIFA in the 48 team tournament. So I don't think that we can give them much credit. I think they're kind of inflating that value a whole lot. So my logic says I can't see Austria scoring in this game, but I also, my gut says I can see how they do it, but everything that I have written down says otherwise. So if I don't think that Austria will score, then I'm basically saying that Argentina is going to have all the goals. Well, that logic doesn't work out either because Argentina alone scoring over 2.5 goals is at 28%. So it can't really justify that. But I do have a play that I like. I'll give it to you guys in a bit. But I just don't think that you can put all of that, the total, on one team in particular when their value is just so low. So my logic says, I'll give you my pick in a bit. But you guys mentioned his name. I want to go all in on Messi, but I just can't go on either team in this one. But if I have to go, I'm going to say I disagree on it.
Cormac?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the way that Argentina plays football, tends to play football. Now, look, while yes, they are a team when you get to the knockout stages where, look, I don't know if I've ever seen a team that plays as hard as Argentina does. In that last World Cup, like, don't get me wrong, of course they have phenomenal players, phenomenally talented players. They are also, especially when you look, like, they have a few really big stars, right? When you look outside of those really big stars, they just have players who know what it means to represent Argentina. They know that if you want to play for Argentina, like, it's not enough to be good enough. You have to be willing to play the way that Argentina want to play. And what that means is that, honestly, sometimes that means playing dirty. They play dirty. I'll be honest, Argentina plays dirty. You look at in the last World Cup against the Netherlands, I mean, I think there was 14 cards in that game. I don't know exactly, but it was an incredibly, incredibly physical, out there game. They're not, believe me, if you're through on goal and they need you to not score, they're more than happy to take your legs out. You know, it's not, they're playing for the team 100%. And so I just believe that in a match like this, you'll be able to see their quality offensively. And I think especially because they're all so committed to it, they're not going to go for a draw. Like, they're not going to play tournament football where they can't concede, where they have to play all that, but they'll still have the intensity. But now here they can play with a bit more risk, especially because they already won their first match. Actually, both teams winning their first match. I think Argentina will go out there and they are going to play to win. I mean, obviously that's typically how it goes, but I really think they're going to play to score goals, to play the beautiful game, especially because worst case scenario, you know, it's not as though they're coming up against the hardest team on planet Earth in Jordan in their last match, you know?
What do you think that Argentina alone is going to get? Because, I mean, at 20%, over 2.5 goals, I don't love it, but in each of their last 5 World Cup games, they've gone over 2.5 goals. They averaged 2.6 per game in their last 10 international games. So it's like I look at the odds and it's tricky, but
yeah, it's hard to say also though, because I look at on the other side. So Argentina will definitely want to top the group 100%. I think the difference though is going to be that Austria, I think, are going to be way more content with the draw. So I think Austria will sit back more, and that's why, honestly, sometimes those matches are better for high scoring, where one team really wants to defend, one wants to attack. Because if the team that wants to attack is able to get on the score sheet early, if they can have a moment of brilliance from a world-class player, maybe like Lionel Messi, if you're familiar with the name, it's the same thing I was saying about the U.S. against Paraguay. If they score early, then the team whose whole game plan is to defend, they've got to go attack. And so not only does that open up so much space for Argentina to go and attack them, on the flip side, it also means that Austria have to go attack. They're going to try and counterattack, all this stuff. And so you say one team, right? Do I think that Argentina will score over 2.5 goals alone? No, I don't believe so. No, I would see them around 2. Not that it's impossible, but I just feel like the World Cup, usually teams elevate their level. So I think it would be harder, especially coming against a team that's coming off a win already.
In their last 5 World Cup games. That's the thing. That's the thing that I keep seeing. To your point, they play tough. They're aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. The only reason I say no, like if it's their last 5 World Cup games, I don't think that they're as good as they were in the last World Cup. And also it's worth considering, you know, some of those games are going to be like against, for example, France. yes, did they score 3 goals? Yes, but they also went to extra time. So they scored one of their goals in extra time. And so I think that's a little different too, where some of these matches they've had more time to probably get on the score sheet. But again, I do generally believe it's a hard one, but I do believe that Argentina will just – they're one of these teams that I swear to you, and it pains me because I'll tell you, I'm not a Messi fan. I'm not an Argentina fan. Man, they always get over the line. Every time I think that somebody's going to stop them, they get it over the line.
They can cover. We love that. We love a cover team.
That's right. Hey, hard to go against Messi, hard to go against Argentina. And I think it's hard to go against the daily call today, guys, because I am also going to be trading over 2.5 goals. And apologies for the technical difficulties beforehand. I know my audio was kind of fluky. So I think and I hope that I'm coming through to everybody listening out there so you can hear that I also will be siding
I didn't even notice.
with the call. Yeah, you guys were carried. So, we were getting through. Shout out to both of you giving great analysis. Again, the daily call over 2.5 with Argentina and Austria at 51%. CalledIt believes the true chances should be at 54%. So this has actually moved as well from 49%, now trading at 51%. So the market tending to agree that the total will get over 2.5. And will Argentina get it on their own? Maybe, maybe not. Obviously, that's still a possibility, but I think you really do have to bank on Austria attacking one out. You don't want to have to rely on Argentina just getting the job done. Otherwise, at that point, just lay the more expensive price with Argentina outright, right? I mean, just go in that direction or take them on the spread. But ultimately, I kind of agree with you, Cormac, in the sense that, I think they're still just going to keep the foot on the pedal. You can't get complacent, even though it's been a 4-year gap. We talk about championship hangovers all the time. And I think you just got to be full throttle the entire way. So that's kind of how I see this one going down.
Can I offer you a door number 4?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
We were talking about Messi, and I think you can get better value for him anytime goal at 52%. He's a scoring machine. We've seen that. He's actually tied right now with the all-time record in tournament history. I think 1 goal will get him to have that title by himself. That's motivation enough. I don't think he's going to have another hat trick. They have that at less than 1%. But I think he's good for at least 1 score here. Going for history here, he scored in 5 consecutive World Cup games dating back to 2022. And then just before international break, he racked up 12 goals in 14 games. That was for Inter Miami. And he's got some high volume. Their entire offense goes through him. He's had 57 touches in just 80 minutes against Algeria. That's dangerous when he's that accurate. 4 of his 5 total shots on target, that's 80% accuracy. 3 of those converted into goals. Over his entire career, Europe and North America, incredible consistency. About 20 to 22% of every shot he takes hits the back of the net. And in modern day sports and analytics, they say that going over 15% over a decade is just about world class. So 1 goal, I feel really good about that. And you're getting better value than the total going over. So I'll go all in on 1 guy rather than either of these entire teams.
I don't hate it at all, Cormac. I mean, trading at 50 cents. Again, hard to go against Messi. I see the vision there, Steph. It may seem like it's a chalky play, but I like it. I'm going to have to sprinkle a little there on Messi as well, Cormac.
Yeah, I actually think that that's actually not – I don't see the value as much there, only because you look at Messi, right? And first off, it's both teams to score, right? So if Argentina concede, that's already one of them done, right? I just feel like this. As much as Messi, you're right that Messi's a phenomenal goal scorer. I agree 100%. My one thing is this, is that in a more tight match, especially because he's not playing as a striker, he's playing as an attacking midfielder or like a 10, whatever you want to call it, right? Is he going to be the one – the goals that he scored – if you look at the goals he scored in their opening match, I mean, they're phenomenal goals, but they're not like some of these are like probably lower expected goals, lower XG opportunities. And so I think that actually you might see him, and this is where like you'll still see the quality of Messi no matter what. But maybe the quality of Messi in this match is going to come in his playmaking. I think his playmaking, the space that he opens up for teammates. And so that will still result in goals, but it may not result in goals off of the foot of Lionel Messi. And so I actually believe that looking at this, it's not only just the goals that Argentina can score, but also the goals, because the goals that Austria can score. I just really see that there's a lot more value in that to me than just looking at Messi, because again, as much as Messi is incredible, he is also 38 years old. I mean, I'll be honest. There's a reason. This is not the same Messi. Is he 39?
He's 39. Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible to see a player dominate at the level that he is still doing at this age. But realistically, also, he is at that age, and so he's not the same player that he was 4 years ago or even 8 years ago.
Says otherwise.
I just don't think. I think he still has the technical ability that you don't really lose the technique, and he was never a super physical player, but you do lose some of that physicality. And I think there are moments where if the other team is very, very up for it physically, it can be more difficult for him to play like that. And also, if I'm honest, a lot of the goals that he scored in their last match, I don't think the defending was phenomenal. I'll be honest. I think that Zidane, I don't remember his first name. Zidane, it's Zinedine Zidane's son, whatever his name is, who was in net for Algeria. I was not super impressed with him. I thought a few of those chances he probably could have saved. And so that's just say, I mean, I agree that was a great performance, but I also just don't know if I feel confident that he will score again or if he will be smart and play the passes. That's the question for me. That's my question.
Yeah. I'm kind of going off of how much he can have the ball. I just think that they opened up for him, and he's got accuracy. That's the thing. So it's like if he has the ball most of the time and he's got that kind of accuracy, I think it's a shoo-in. Just one, and he's going for a record here. He's going for he's got the title right now, but he's sharing it. He wants full territory of having.
And if they get a penalty, we know Messi. Right. Messi and his penalties, they're best friends.
That's a big caveat as well. The precision, the finesse with Messi still alive after his hat trick. Can he come through with another goal today? Trading at 50 cents at Kalshi. Steph thinks so. Cormac's a little bit more hesitant in that regard. But either way, the Daily Call, folks, is going on over 2.5 goals scored. 51% is what CalledIt has. This is trade number 2 of the road, where we're looking to take a $250 investment, turn it all the way into $1 million. The first one came through over the weekend, both teams to score, and now we're looking at over 2.5 goals for Argentina and Austria to kick off Monday's action of World Cup festivities. And along today's slate, guys, we also have another compelling matchup. How about Norway and Senegal? 8 p.m. Eastern time at MetLife Stadium out on the East Coast, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Norway getting the job done against Iraq 4-1 in their first match. Senegal and France. Now, the past run we had that went up to 7 trades, over $20,000. This was a sweat, but we had Senegal and France both to score, and CalledIt came through there with Senegal getting the late goal. So defensively, they looked fine, and then Mbappe just decided to start trying Cormac in the second half. He was really, and you were talking about, like, he really wasn't playing the best soccer up until that point. But when you look at this matchup, Norway 45 cents, Senegal 29 cents, tied 28 cents. Total 2.5. I mean, where is there value to be had based on what you witnessed from both of these nations' first games?
Oh man, I mean, let's not ignore the massive, giant. You could say elephant in the room. I'll call it the Viking in the room. Erling Haaland is incredible. That is incredible, and I mean, it is mind-boggling to me that regardless of the team that he's in, regardless of the team they're playing against, he will get his goal. Like you guys, everyone else, you do your thing. I'm gonna get my goal. You know, I'm gonna get my goal. And once again, in their first match against Iraq, I mean, I was seeing so many memes about it online, but the first goal that he scores, where he's just running at the keeper, like imagine seeing this gigantic, 6'5", humongous guy sprinting at you. I would be terrified. I would genuinely be terrified, and rightfully so. I think in this match, I don't think that you should count out Senegal because they are sort of African champions. They won the match against Morocco, but then of course they had it overturned retrospectively. So say what you want about that, but they are an incredibly strong team. I think that even if you look at their match against France, they were really good against France. Don't get it twisted. That 3-1 scoreline is not fair to Senegal because like they could have scored more than that. And I mean, Nicholas Jackson, oh my word. If the offside rule was abolished, he might be better than Messi and Ronaldo. This guy can, if he's offside, he'll score the best goal you've ever seen. But when he's onside, then he gets back to reality, you know? And so I do think that Senegal, like for the first half, I thought they were probably the better team than France, but then the individual quality of some of those French stars showed in the second half. And yeah, they did take over the match in the end. I do think that we could be in for a high scoring game here. I think that we could be in for a very high scoring game here.
High scoring. Okay, so it's interesting you bring that up because if you look at the total right now, over 2.5 goals scored, the yes is trading, or pardon me, not I didn't click that yet. There we go. The yes is trading at 52 cents, and no is at 49 cents in terms of this total. Steph, let's bring you in here when you look at this total and just outright game. Where is your analysis taking you? I feel like I may be on an island with my take, so I want to hear yours first.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad you pulled that up because I had it down at right at 50%. Over. I know. I think this is gonna be high scoring. Everything kind of points to it. Both of these teams, they've hit 7 of Norway's last 8 matches going over both teams' score total. That went over. For Senegal, it was 3 of their last 4. It hits every time for 13 of Norway's last 14 competitive international games. Those have gone over 2.5 goals. Senegal's 3 of their last 4 over 3.5 goals. Mainly because I think both of these defenses have a lot of issues. I mean, they can't clean a sheet. Senegal, 12 games, World Cup games straight. They can't clean a sheet. Norway, 1 in their last 8. So I think the weak defenses, that kind of goes in your favor. But I do find a little bit more value going with just Norway because they're second ranked in total goals in the whole tournament. They're averaging 4.3 total goals per game. Second overall in goal production. So I like them over 1.5 goals. You're getting it at 46%. So you can get a little bit more back for that. We always love plus money. So I do think it's going to go high scoring both ways. I think Norway can put up some points, but that's who I would go with. And you said it. I say his name is Haaland. Like I think that there could be some value on going on him alone. 57 goals and 51 matches. He's scored in 11 consecutive international games. So I think you could sprinkle on him too. But I really do like Norway over 1.5.
Yeah, Holland trading at 53 cents right now to find the ball in the back of the net. I mean, Cormac, is that kind of cheap? I mean, how are we looking the other way on Holland? If Norway scored, it's got to be via Holland, right?
I mean, I'll give them credit. They've got other guys that can go out there and score. I look at Nusa, Odegaard, Sorloth. They've got players that can score, but it's not it's not that Nusa, these guys aren't going to score, and Holland won't also. He's the penalty taker, which is very important. I always say this, like when you're looking at individuals, do they take the penalties for their team? Because if they don't take the penalties for their team, that changes everything. This is not the NBA where you have to win the free throw to take the free throw. If I win a penalty for Norway, then Holland's taking it. It doesn't matter, right? And so I just feel like, again, I was saying it before, and this is partially because, as you can see, I'm a Manchester United fan. Erling Haaland has had his way with my favorite football team too many times. It's scary. It is scary. Like it's rare that I'm like, oh man, we got to play Haaland today. Like it's
rare. You gotta get a superstar. Who's your superstar guy?
Yeah,
they're all coming against you. Like, who do you got?
Cormac's a Ronaldo guy, but Ronaldo didn't treat him too well in his first match, and now he's torn.
My man.
No, I've got people to support. Don't worry. Okay. I love Mbappe still. I like Mbappe.
Like,
we got Bruno Fernandes.
They're all coming.
No, it's scary. It's honestly scary. Erling Haaland. I mean, he's one of the few players that I choose not to. I'm a big trash talker. I don't talk trash about Erling Haaland until after the game. After the game, if you had a bad game, believe me, I'll be there. But before the game, we hold our mouth because I just think he is the most inevitable player I've ever seen. Like I just feel like he scores every game, and I just feel like, especially for Norway, I'm pretty sure he has more goals in games. I can't even tell you how incredible that is. I mean, there is truth to the fact that Norway haven't been that great, so they haven't gone to some of the best tournaments. I mean, I think this is their first time at the World Cup in over 20 years at least. And so obviously they're not necessarily playing the hardest opposition, but Holland is so good. And then international football already also makes it so that individual brilliance will stand out. And this is why also, as much as I do agree with you, like I totally see the value with just looking at Holland, I also just believe, also agreeing that their defense is like not incredibly noteworthy, if I'm honest. Their defense is not very noteworthy, and that's their biggest hindrance too. You look at when they lose games, it's not because they didn't score, it's because their opposition scored more. That's why. Believe me, they score. So I do really believe there's going to be goals here today. I do think Senegal, again, are not to be looked past, and I also think it's a similar story there. Sadio Mane, Nicholas Jackson, who, say what you want about him, he still does get into good chances. And then even Ismail Yassar coming off winning a Conference League with Crystal Palace. They've got some of their best quality in their attack. So I really see both teams going to go out there, going to put goals up. And especially also Senegal now, they need the win. Both teams really need the win, if I'm honest, because Norway and France are probably two of the strongest teams to be in the same group. So they're both going to want to be getting maximum points before they head into that last match to give them the best chance to get first. But then you also get Senegal. Senegal lost their first match, so they really need to win this one too. So I think both teams are not going to be settling for draws. They are going to be going guns a-blazing, trying to score goals. And today, I mean, we might be seeing over 5.5 goals.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
Might run it up.
Concern is, I think it could get sloppy, but because you said Norway, they haven't been here in a while, so they want to put on a good show. They want to have a strong performance, but then Senegal's desperate, and so they're going to come out guns blazing in the beginning. Norway's really good in the second half. 12 of their last 14 competitive goals that they came in the second half, and then Senegal, they gave up 3 goals alone to France in the second. So I think I wanted to put some on there on the second, but I didn't see value in it. But I think it's going to get spicy towards the end of the game.
Man, if you guys want to get spicy, I'll tell you this much. I like the under 2.5 goals in this game. So I'm on the complete
miserable to
opposite
sweat.
side.
That's going to be miserable.
Oh, it's going to be terrible going against human achievement. Come on now. It's a terrible experience. I don't know if I'm going to be going crazy with the investment, but I certainly gravitate that way. Look, outside of Holland, who of course is phenomenal. I mean, it remains to be seen. The rest of the crew there on the attack from Norway, that's where I have a bit of hesitancy, I would say. And Senegal did show a lot, I think, in that first half against France, even though you weren't getting the best effort out of Mbappe. And it was the first game, so you're a little bit slow to get off the couch and all of that. I get it. But I want to kind of take some of that into account here and think that the Senegal team can play like they did in the first half. And maybe they caught a few breaks. But I think because of how big this is for both teams, the nerves are going to be insanely high. A lot of pressure, meaning maybe more hesitancy from some of these guys attacking and maybe just not playing as loose as they normally would. I think it's going to cause some missed kicks here, some errant kicks, and just some nerves all around. So I'm going under 2.5, a little bit of value, trading at 49 cents. Hey, someone's got to be the contrarian. I'll wear the ribbon here, and I'll be the contrarian.
That's gonna be miserable to sit through. I know it. After there's one goal, you're just miserable the whole time.
You know what, Danny? Here's the thing, though. You know what? As much as I disagree with you, I love people like you who make the percentages better for people like me.
Oh, I hate an under. So yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
You take it for us. Move the needle, because I hate an I hate an under.
It's going to be terrible when there's 3 goals scored before the end of the first half, and I'm going to be looking like I got my face.
No, because Norway's most of their goals, the vast majority are in the second.
No, that's fair.
So
that's fair.
You might be able to watch a good amount.
Right.
But
we'll see.
The second half will get spicy. Mark my words.
That's where things are going to turn up.
I honestly, I need to look at, it could go scoreless in the first. I might put some value there.
I like it.
I just think Senegal is going to be, I don't know. I like a team with a chip. I like a team with pressure, but it could get sloppy. That's what I'm worried about, because it's going to be desperation everywhere.
Yeah, but then that's better for goals. If it gets sloppy there.
Make mistakes. That's when you play desperate.
But I agree. They make mistakes, and then you know who capitalizes on mistakes more than anyone else? I'll tell you his name, Erling Braut Haaland. That guy will be there.
Okay. Are you going with me? Are you going to ride the Norway wave? I like their side on this one.
Oh, I think Norway are going to win. I absolutely believe Norway.
I have them over 1.5 goals. It's 46%.
I really mean this so truly. I think that we could be seeing, like I said before, I think there's going to be. I really can just see so many goals. This is a game for me where I look at both teams and I see like I'm not that convinced defensively by them, and I do agree with you with this desperation thing. This reminds me of a game, I don't know if either of you guys watch much Champions League football, but Bayern Munich played against PSG earlier this year in the Champions League semifinals. And one of their games, it was like 6-5. And it's because both teams just basically said, like, instead of both of us playing defensively and trying not to concede, we're going to score goals. It turned into a basketball match. It's just end to end going for it. And I honestly, international football, you don't have the same level of just cohesion generally. You don't have the same tactical depth as you do with club football because you only are with the players for how long every year. Most of the time you're with club football. International football is the best place where individual brilliance can show. And I think both teams, the places where you're going to see that individual brilliance will be offensively. Odegaard is one of the best playmakers in the Premier League, and now he's got Erling Haaland, the best goal scorer, I believe, in the world in front of him. So that combination with the other Nusa, with the other strengths that they have, they're going to go out, they're going to score goals. And then on the other side, again, Sadio Mane is maybe, again, not the player he was 8 years ago. Sadio Mane is still a good player. We've seen against the U.S. in the U.S. they're friendly against Senegal just before the World Cup started. He scored a brace. I mean, I really believe both teams have so much quality in their attacks, and we are going to see goals. And so if you think there's going to be pressure, that they're going to make mistakes, there will be pressure that they make mistakes. But as much as a mistake is bad for one team, it's good for another. So if they make a mistake defensively, Erling Haaland will be there. He will be.
And I just do a shout out really quick. When you said the international stage puts a lot of guys on the spotlight, shout out. It's Cape Verde, their goalie, 40 years old, America flying his mother out. That story, like, obviously we're all rooting for that team because they're like the I was gonna say the American underdog. Well, you're in America, you're all part of us. Like you're American now. We're rooting for you guys because that story is amazing.
Right.
He like, did you hear about it? Where his mom couldn't make it, so now we're sending her out so that she can come. At 40 years old, he's like showing everybody, hey, like you can still play on these big stages. Like, gosh, that's a phenomenal story. So. I wish I remembered his name, but the goalie of Camp Verde.
Vozinha, I think, or Vozinho, something like that. Vozinha.
I will buy his jersey. I've never wanted to buy a soccer jersey in my life, but
and a goalkeeper for the first one is quite out there. There you go.
Kept Spain scoreless.
Incredible.
And he had a good. I mean, they're what, 2 draws? Are you kidding? 2 points? Then
I just hope that he has an amazing game when his mom's here. That's the only thing, because she might have missed an epic one. That's the only. But so I'm so glad that she gets to come. That's really awesome.
All right, guys. Well, to sum it up, all I want to say really quick is that Cormac, especially from your last rant, you're just telling me that we got to absolutely be jumping on Haaland to score. Now,
Can you live watch it? I need live.
Yeah, no, I will be, and I'm gonna hate every second.
He's stressing out right now. I love it. I'm like, buddy.
I mean,
you need to sit down at Waffle House with Freddie and look at the pink sunset in the middle of nowhere, America, and then you might ease up a little bit.
I mean, I just have PTSD of this guy. Like, oh man, he scored. I think he scored a hat trick again in the first half against Manchester United one time. So I just can't. It's the idea of going against him is just you don't go against Erling Haaland, man. But if you think Norway's not going to do well overall, okay, that's one thing.
Yeah,
but Erling Haaland himself.
If you think the total's going over,
like college football, like. Player equivalent, like who is that one guy that just wrecked? No, I don't think I have one particular guy in my sport that's done that to me. I really don't.
For me,
maybe what Wembanyama will be.
Nick Saban, maybe Nick Saban.
There you go.
Yeah, that's our guy. But like, I love him. Phenomenal coach. Yeah. So
I was gonna say for me,
but
it's
there's
just
not a player that's eating me up.
It's the University of Iowa to my Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Really?
Just as a whole, because ever since I went to school there, they've just been BTA belt the ass the entire time. And my sister went to Iowa, and a lot of my friends went there. So every Black Friday, it's just embarrassing after embarrassing.
That. Like Iowa's the team that kills you. Oh,
for Nebraska, yeah, they just get embarrassed every year. It's awful.
In Columbus, Ohio. Dang,
you don't get what it's like to be a loser, Stephanie. You know, you're an Ohio State trooper.
I lost in Michigan. Like that L.
Oh,
I could win a national title that year, but losing to Michigan, that team up north, that one hurts. That one hurts.
That's fair. See,
Cormac finally went quiet.
I didn't know about this whole Ohio State narrative that was going on. Come on, what's that all about?
I had to relate to you. I had to think of someone in the sports world that like eats me alive the way Haaland eats you alive. And the closest, like Michigan doesn't do it. Saban, but we could take him. We took him out with our third string quarterback. So Yeah. I'm 50-50. Anytime someone's broken my heart, we got him back. So it's like I gotten wins over them just as much as I've gotten L's. So I know the pain.
Possible.
Not as well as you do. Sorry.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and cap things off, as we always do, with a trending topic. And this one is unique. Now, Cormac, I know you're in the thick of the weeds here on social media, and I'm sure that, this probably came across your algorithm to some extent, because it does revolve around your favorite player, Cristiano Ronaldo. And the team at CalledIt noted that on Instagram, apparently Ronaldo's sister is complaining about Bruno Fernandes and that the real leader is still Ronaldo. So is this trouble in paradise here for Portugal? I mean, they get a draw in their first game. The next match is tomorrow against Uzbekistan at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Ronaldo obviously blanked across the stat sheet in that first match. Have you seen the reports of this? It's never good when the family members get involved at such a crucial period. Cormac, what do you make of this? Just from either from you seeing it or from hearing me report it, that the sister's kind of just sprinkling her little discourse in there.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand it to be, she was liking posts, maybe not making statements herself.
She
but
made
a
full-blown. She made like something magical. She made a statement.
I didn't see that. I did not see that.
I might have the screenshot, y'all. I wrote it in my notes. Y'all, this is what she said. Magically, they forgot how to, maybe the translation was off, but magically they forgot how to pass the ball. Win it back, launch counterattacks. The game became all about passing backwards in midfield. ... Strange road, very strange. She wrote it. Like, saying something when you're angry is one thing. She sat down and goes, like, the Kermit the Frog meme where he's like, "Brr." That's what I'm thinking. Like, I always like to talk about the riz of soccer players. You're down 20 points, buddy. If your sister is doing your talk, dang. It reminds me of OBJ when his dad was talking about how he wasn't getting the ball enough. And that completely showed issues in the locker room. Even though his quarterback was like out 2 shoulders, but he got traded and then immediately went to a strong postseason. So there's trouble in paradise, actually. And she wrote it out. Crazy.
Cormac.
Oh boy.
Come on.
I mean,
sorry, I didn't do a fact check.
Well,
there's headlines of her magically. Oh, she just couldn't believe it. I would never do that for my brother. Like,
you might not know Cristiano Ronaldo well enough. He might have asked her to.
That's so cringe. That's embarrassing. Oh, this is so soccer.
That's Stephanie's ick of the day. We always get one from her. That's
oh
it
my
right
god,
there.
there's always an ick. This is like screaming no muscle tone. Like it's so cringy. If you're gonna have any, like, OBJ's dad is so different because like they're so involved. Like, they're the ones like kind of like supporting your career until you get to that stage. The sister is like, I'm gonna bite my mouth. I can't imagine, because you're directly influencing his game. Like, you're directly influencing a team. It's not even your brother you're screwing over. You are literally creating tension in that locker room. Like, that is just, that's just so, girlfriend. No.
Yeah,
brother. It's your freaking brother. That's weird.
Yeah, I think that's like somewhat maybe more common than you would believe, but look, I'll say this. I love Chris. Whoa, we hit a nerve. Big one there. I love Ronaldo. It's true. I love Cristiano Ronaldo, one of my favorite players of all time. I think I love Bruno Fernandes more. Now, that may be news to you. I think I do love Bruno Fernandes more. And so I do think that this critique, like, look, you can say it. Like, I do to some extent agree. Like, Portugal were bad. They were bad for sure. And I think that, ironically, like, the fact that Bruno is the one getting criticized is like, what are you talking about? Because the team didn't even get the ball to him. It would be one thing if Bruno was getting the ball and then saying, no, I'm not going to pass it to Ronaldo. Bruno's getting the ball hardly at all. The best playmaker on the team, by far, by the way, João Neves and Vitinha are playing keep away from Bruno. I don't know what's going on. The fact that they are not, like, I like what Vitinha, I like what João Neves do, but they're facilitators, they're ball winners, right? Bruno Fernandes is your creative mastermind. He's the best creative player in the world, in my opinion. And so the fact that now these guys aren't getting the ball to him, and also let's not forget, the moment that they actually start playing football, the moment they actually start creating a chance or two, who leaves the pitch? Vitinha leaves the pitch, and suddenly Bruno starts getting the ball. They start creating chances, right? And so I just don't believe, especially this. I think one of the things that I saw that either she liked or maybe she said it is that Bruno doesn't show up at the international level like he does at the club level. That is the biggest load of nonsense I've ever heard in my life. Bruno Fernandes, if anything, shows up bigger for Portugal. Let's not forget, and they're qualifying. Who was it against? Ireland, I believe, where they lost to Ireland with Ronaldo. He gets a red card. Bruno Fernandes could not be there because he was serving a suspension, I believe. Then the next match, Bruno is back. Ronaldo's gone. Who shows up for Portugal? Bruno Fernandes. When they need somebody to show up, Bruno Fernandes shows up. I think he scored a hat trick in that game, maybe, or he had a hat trick of assists, something like that. And so I totally believe Bruno Fernandes is not the problem. And I also don't even necessarily believe, like, a lot of this is outside noise. Let's not forget, people are saying, like, oh, it's Portugal people, because João Neves is also doing it because he said, oh, Ronaldo, he basically said something along the lines of, like, Ronaldo's only one player. Let's not act like it's Portuguese fans. It's just Ronaldo fans that are mad. It's not even, these are people, they don't speak a word of Portuguese and they're talking on this, you know? So I think that, look, again, I agree with you that there is truth to the fact, like, oh, that's childish, but also Cristiano Ronaldo is the most famous person in the world. He's the most famous person in the world. So whether or not you like
you're messing not only with your brother's team, you're messing with that every single teammate of his team. I mean, like, girlfriend, they don't make it about you. Like that. Yeah, I hate everything about that move. It's just, girl, it's not, you're not playing. You're not the superstar, sweetheart.
But like, she's just speaking on it. She's not. What? You can't have an opinion if you're.
But like, say that behind closed doors. Like, it blows my.
But
like,
people.
Don't you want him to do? Don't you want him to have like the best opportunities to succeed in this game? You did everything in your power to like hurt. But
don't you believe? Team. Don't you believe if you're sitting there looking at social media and people are ripping into your brother, you're not going to defend him
you can defend him without attacking a teammate. Like, let's say the teammate is at fault, don't attack him. Like, to his point, like, Ronaldo came out and said, like, he wanted unity and all this. I'm like, go and handle your sister. Like, she's not even in the locker room. She's getting one version of, I can honestly see both sides of it, to be honest.
It's like Ronaldo fans are just crazy.
It's like absurdly selfish. Like, I can't even, like, you need to have a support team. Like, you need to minimize the stress on them. They're competing on the world stage, and you just, like, threw gasoline in this locker room. Like, you must hate him. She's secretly dating their opponent. Like, that's the only rationale I got.
I can't understand how that's the takeaway you take from this. Because honestly, I look at this and, like, you have to understand, right? Ronaldo himself can't do anything, right?
He can shut her up.
This is not your American football. There is about 10 times as many people that care about this. And Ronaldo, especially you could probably add up the followers of every player in the NFL. They'd have less than Ronaldo on Instagram,
Patrick
right?
Mahomes found a way to get his wife quiet.
Good work for him, man. Good work on Patrick Mahomes. The difference is that Patrick Mahomes is, like, relatively humble. Have you met, like, do you know?
Oh, he's Ronaldo, super humble. And by
Ronaldo's
the way,
the biggest egotist I've ever seen, man. His ego is bigger than the world, man. And I love Ronaldo, but he has an ego. Maybe you'll say it's rightfully or wrongfully. He has a massive ego.
Just took a massive hit with his sister fighting his fight.
It got a boost. His sister's defending him. Have you ever watched the TV show The Boys?
If that man tried to talk to me, he wouldn't have a chance. I'm telling you that right now. Like, that just, oh my God. that might be number one in my, like, one of the number one icks I've witnessed.
Well, you know what? I think
at this level
probably
of the
not
stage,
his main prerogative, if I'm honest.
Does he is this like a Aaron Rodgers and his family situation, or is it like this family actually close?
I have no clue. Honestly, I've never heard of his sister before this moment right now, but
she got the attention. Like, we'll see that.
She's Ronaldo's sister. She probably has more followers than Patrick Mahomes.
This is your sport, and you never knew of her until she threw gasoline onto that team.
I mean, I'm sure she said something before. She also, I think we're getting confused here. She's not the instigator. She
100% instigated something.
She did
I
not
was not
start
talking
this.
about that.
This
I
is
was
this
not
is already
talking about their
going.
locker room issues until she threw something in there.
That's not true. They were coming first. First, Joao Neves came out in an interview and
I'm
he
pretty
said
sure no one was coming after her. She's definitely not
Yeah.
playing on the team.
people were coming after Ronaldo, but there was already so much tension. I'm not saying that, yeah, she didn't add gasoline to the fire, but acting as though she's the one who started this, of course not.
But you can
It's
defend
Ronaldo
a brother
fans.
without attacking a teammate. That's the thing. That's the thing I'm saying. Like,
Joao Neves already came out in an interview after the match.
well,
and
he's
came,
being interviewed. People want to hear from him. No one asked to hear from her is the issue.
but you're saying don't come at a teammate. He came for them. He came for Ronaldo.
They did not. I did not. To your point, no one heard of the sister until she inserted herself into this and then caused issues. Like there's no good that comes from it. Like family inserting it. I think a great example is Pat Mahomes. Like, and I really like him and his wife. Like, they're great, nice people. But like, she was causing problems publicly, and so they had a conversation. And then it was nipped in the bud. Like it was problem solved. Like.
No, you're right, Stephanie. I mean, I'm thinking about it from being a Chicago Bears fan. Roma Dunze's dad is complaining about Caleb Williams the entire season. Meanwhile, Rome is dropping passes here and there, and it's making a discourse that is so unnecessary and potentially harmful in the locker room, which it turns out it really wasn't. But then also from the fan base that then is getting upset with him, and you don't come after the quarterback. So then when Rome's dropping passes, everyone goes to social media and goes, "See, it's your fault. Where are you at now? Why aren't you saying it?" So it can only cause problems to post something like that, especially at Ronaldo's age. Like, he solidified himself as one of the best in the game, of course.
It's like
it's
not
unnecessary.
It's like I'm embarrassed. I have secondhand embarrassment to the max. Like, oh, it's so I'm so cringed out by that. This might be the number one cringe. This is worse than guys impersonating him trying to play soccer. This is definitely worse than people impersonating trying to play soccer on the Polly Market thing. It's worse than that. It's worse than that because those guys were paid to go play the game.
Right.
She wasn't paid. She was asked to talk. Like, I just, you must really hate your brother to do that. You must hate that team. Like, I mean, come on. Like,
I just can't.
I can understand a private conversation,
right.
But to publicly attack the team is just like, I
don't think she's attacking the team.
I feel so sorry for him. That is like, I would be heartbroken if I knew that happened to any athlete that I know. For their family,
you don't.
That's
my word.
Like, that would break my heart.
Ronaldo's probably happy about it. He's probably happy about it. I'm not joking. I feel like look, again, I love Ronaldo. He has the biggest ego on planet Earth. He might have pressed tweet himself. He might have done it himself. Took her phone and did it. This guy wants the attention. Look, okay, I'm not defending that aspect of it, but you're saying, oh, she's playing for the other team. He is happy about that. I'm speculating here, but like,
his burner account.
Come on. Yeah, like, are you joking me? This is not uncommon that players they can't say anything. They're not going to say anything themselves. Alejandro Garnacho, his brother, makes more headlines on Twitter than he does because he says so much stuff. There's so many examples of this.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are you bothered by what was said or who said it or that it was a public? Like, I'm saying, yes, fine. Anyone can say what they want. Like, if she wanted to say that, it's fine. But like publicly on Instagram during the World freaking Cup, terrible idea. But if there is tension, all that, I can understand having a conversation with him, not publicly on social media. That's still like you fighting your brother's fights and inserting yourself. But like, that's understandable. Publicly attacking him indirectly, didn't even talk to him one-on-one. Basically asked like the masses to like kind of relay this message to him.
But she didn't. It's not even the same guy. Like Joao Neves, the guy who did the interview, is not the same guy who she's talking about. The only thing that she is saying, and okay, look, I think the Bruno criticism is a bit far. I do agree.
But no, do you have a problem with criticism or with the channel it was like delivered?
Honestly, I just think that in this world, like, that's not that crazy to me. I also think feel like we're looking on an outside perspective. I'm thinking here, like, let's flip it. I have my sisters. If they are a Cristiano level athlete, And people are coming at him at the way that people were coming at Ronaldo after that match, saying that talking all this garbage about him. And look, was Ronaldo great in that first match? No, he wasn't. But let's not act also like that Portugal was playing brilliantly and he's missing all these chances. No, they were, the whole team was playing like crap. He was one of 11 garbage players on that pitch, right? And so the idea that he somehow has to burden all of the blame for this, people coming at him like I've never seen before.
I'm coming up from the horse.
Well, she's not coming for you. Nobody's coming for you.
No, I'm not coming for anyone.
The idea that he's getting all this. If this is my sister, I'm defending them. I would defend my sister 100%. You wouldn't?
I mean, if your sister, my family, but I would be devastated. I would be so devastated if someone in my family came after a teammate. Let's say there is tension between me and that teammate. You're not helping. Like if you're trying to mend the bridge, that you're like basically like completely separating it permanently.
She didn't even go for the guy that was saying stuff though.
It doesn't matter. You're like if there was like an ounce of like hope in this locker room, gone. Like
I don't agree.
This does not help it. OBJ had to go to another team.
Yeah, but I think
Dad posted his highlights saying, "Here's when you did throw the ball to my son." Like receipts.
Do you think that? I think Ronaldo's just on another level. Like Ronaldo is like, he's a king in Portugal. People love him. So when you think of Ronaldo, like I agree with what you're saying to some extent, but like people know what Ronaldo is. People know who Ronaldo is. These guys are they understand what's going on here, right? And so the idea that like Bruno Fernandes played with Ronaldo at Manchester United. They played together. They've played together in the national team for probably 8 years. They know who they are, right? They know who Ronaldo is. And it sounds like his sister probably, there's the two apples from the same tree, right? They're similar in the same way.
I need a deal breaker. Like I can agree with all of her sentiment, absolutely. But to do it publicly at this time, even I'm devastated for them. Like I'm like that. You're ruining a locker room. And like I was just, if I were her brother, if I were Ronaldo, I would feel so defeated. I'd be like, oh my God, it's out of my control now. I get she's trying to help and all that, but like you can defend him without attacking a teammate.
Right. Here's the thing. Cormac's saying if you're having your sibling getting attacked, all this, you're able to voice your opinion. That's true, but there is a right way to do it. And Ronaldo's over 40 years old. They've been in the limelight for decades at this point. So what comes with the territory. This isn't the first time, and it's not going to be the last time.
It should be media trained by now.
Yeah. So I respect it, but yeah, if it were like my sister doing it, I'd say, please let me handle this myself. It's fine. I'm at the top stage, and that comes with it. The only thing that can come from it is negative repercussions. Do I think it's going to be that?
Look at us.
I think we're getting confused because I think we're getting confused because the problem here is that we're looking at this as like, oh, she's trying to send a message to his teammates. She's sending a message to the fans. That's who she's not talking to that. She's referring
out of house. That's just like if someone's going through a divorce, you don't like publicize it. You do it privately. Protect the family.
But that's the whole point.
Protect the locker room.
There's no such thing as privacy with Cristiano Ronaldo. He is the most famous person in the world.
Athletes have
exactly.
Privacy.
So that's why
That's
why you have to imagine that him getting scrutinized is inevitable. Whereas if you're his sister, keep those thoughts and not in a public forum where it's going to cause controversy like we're having right here where we're butting heads with
she is defending the online critic.
I appreciate that because I am a writer
channeling in a different direction to yell at the team.
But what good does if you're trying to talk to the fans who are criticizing Ronaldo wrongfully, what good does it do to say to João Neves something? What's João Neves going to do?
She shouldn't say anything.
But then, that's not what we're saying. We're saying let's do it in a different way. Let's say it in private.
You talk
internally. You can fully defend him
it
without attacking a teammate. Because how are you going to win games if you guys are going at each other? You can't.
I don't
I can assure you, there's never been a championship-winning locker room where the guys aren't dying for each other.
Correct.
You just can't do it.
Like Kevin Durant, the whole burner thing went bad. AJ Brown in his comments with the Eagles went bad.
Manchester United
example, or it doesn't work.
Although
out.
I do think OBJ did win when he traded.
It worked out for then going to the Rams. Yeah.
Yeah. But then Baker got his and then got a great Monday Night Football game after 24 hours there or something.
Manchester United are the most dominant team in English football history. Roy Keane, their captain, famously had large issues, big beef with players on the team. He had big problems. Their captain publicly had problems with teammates, and they were the most dominant team to ever play English football, the best league in the world. This notion that you can't.
No, it's different because it's his sister doing it.
They're fighting like girls, and they have girls fighting their battles.
Right.
This doesn't happen in football. Oh my gosh, because like men handle it. Like this just sounds like so girly and like drama. I'm exhausted.
It's got to go through Ronaldo himself.
Yeah, this is what happens when like girls doing your battles. Like,
yeah,
this is what
this is what happens when you're famous enough for people to care.
Exactly.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes, he was winning Super Bowls when he had
but the Super Bowl is nothing, man. Manchester United versus Barcelona in the Europa League is bigger than the Super Bowl. Every game in the World Cup is bigger than the Super Bowl.
I don't hear anyone trying to perform at like.
Because they don't do a halftime performance.
Didn't Shakira have a fake, like an impersonator perform for her at the World Cup? Like, literally, I think this happened like this week, right?
Maybe
like she had her. It's open and out there. Like she had her impersonator perform for her.
I believe you in the opening, but you're talking. Yeah, but you're talking about the Super Bowl. Let's think about this. The Super Bowl is the final. The World Cup, first off, football, American or soccer doesn't do halftime shows. That doesn't exist in this sport. The only reason that now we're going to be doing this is because it's in the US. That doesn't exist in this sport. So let's not act like that is like some metric to go by. If we're going to go off metric of what people care, the last World Cup had 4 billion viewers. 4 billion. Billion with a B.
But that's because it happens every 4 years. The Olympics do
the Europa League, which is not even the top European division. It's the second division. Manchester United played against Barcelona and had more viewers than the Super Bowl final. The Super Bowl.
This is my case for American football. One country in the entire world offers it. Like name all the countries who never were taught American football. Like how do you tune into a sport it's not even part of your culture. Like that's like tuning into like a show in a different language that you don't understand. Like, why tune in if it's like it's like a job to learn it, basically. So, like,
I'm confused. Whose point are you proving?
No soccer.
Whose point are you proving here? Mine or yours? Because that's the point.
Saying,
only one country in the world could care about this.
Per capita. Country, dude, we're talking every country in the world has soccer. So you're saying, oh, they have the most viewership. Cool. Because everyone can play it. I played it as a 3-year-old little girl. Not everyone can play American football, yet everybody wants to watch it. The Super Bowl is the top tier broadcast.
I could not.
We may have
it's
to save
ad breaks
this conversation
in 10 minutes of gameplay. Oh my word!
For another time, because this is a dynamic duo here. And as much as I would love to see you guys,
it was lovely doing this.
It was great.
I agree.
It was awesome. But we got to save some of this content for down the road. We still got plenty to go, Cormac and Stephanie. This has been the most entertaining trio we've had so far. From me starting out not having audio, from you guys talking about eggs to now football and football. It's been all over the place. It's been a hell of a Monday, a great start to the week. So we'll cap it there. It's been tremendous. You guys have been both awesome. At Steph Odie, where you can follow Stephanie on X at Cormac_United on TikTok. Appreciate you both so very much. And folks, I promise you got to follow both of them because you're getting that type of content on the daily with both of their social channels. So make sure you do just that. And also make sure you head to www.CalledIt.media. Put in your email. It's completely free. Get a chance to qualify for some free merchandise, hats, shirts, polos, whatever it may be that fits you. You can get drawn randomly. 10 of them, 10 users will be drawn at the end of group play. So make sure you check it out. And you also get a hold of the Daily Call, which, by the way, in case you missed it, at the beginning of the show, it's going with the run, coinciding with it. Argentina, Austria, over 2.5 goals, trading at 51%. CalledIt believes the true chances are 54%. So this is trade number 2. Pots over $460, looking to get that even higher. So it's been a long show, but it has been a fun show. We appreciate you sticking around and dealing with all the mayhem, especially from my side. So apologies from that. However, we will be back in the mix tomorrow. Dane Martinez, John Zapanero. We will be talking plenty more World Cup. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, best of luck with all your trades, and we will see you on the record.